back to shifting from the old-time cameras to taking group fees or selfies, again, a thought came to my mind. And I remember a time when we used to use those old cameras. And I used to volunteer to take photographs when I was not in a mood to smile, right? So the best way to avoid putting up that fake smile was to volunteer to be the photographer. So now in the context of when we have selfies and group fees, it is almost impossible for anyone to escape being in that limelight. If I am not in a mood to smile and I'm going to be in that group fee, or if I'm going to be part of that that group which is being clicked, I have to put on that fake smile. Don't we come across situations like this in our workplace? And how do we handle that? How do we handle that, putting up that fake smile for the moment?
So I think there are two parts to this question, Harini. One is, of course, and let me draw back to a conversation that I had with Harish ji on HR milestones 2-3 days back, right? I had such a beautiful conversation with him, and this conversation was more about understanding who he is as a person, where is he coming from, how has he got HR milestones together. And I realized that, you know, he would himself be a fantastic speaker if he had to just come and talk about his journey. Right? He has got so many leading HR practitioners to come and do sessions on HR milestones, but he himself hasn't come and done a session talking about his own journey. And I think in the 15 minutes that I spoke to him, I personally learned a lot about it. And I would sincerely urge him, maybe it's his own platform, but he should maybe either go to other platforms if he's not comfortable talking on his own platform, but he should definitely go and share his story. Because his story will be so inspiring for so many people that they will actually get something to learn from. So that's part one of the story, right? You may be in a moment where you don't want to smile, but the reason for not smiling may not be the fact that you're not happy. It may be something else, right? And therefore, when we say people are camera shy, it's not necessarily that they don't like being on camera. It's that they have something within them that holds them back. All they need is for someone to put their hand around their shoulder and say, Harish, you have an amazing story. You are impacting 10,000 lives, 100,000 lives of people by getting speakers. But I think it's high time now you come and you share your story. So I think that's part one. Part two is when you look at the whole fake angle. And the whole fake angle, where does it emanate from? It actually emanates from a certain level of discomfort. And that discomfort could be with people around, it could be with the ecosystem, it could be with the fact that we are doing something that we are not, or projecting something that we are not, and therefore not comfortable being part of it. So I think from an organizational context, it is extremely important that managers and leaders get this pulse, because the moment they get this pulse of their people, and I think so, while I say managers and leaders, I think I have not seen many HR people who are very close to the ground when it comes to understanding people. Some people I've seen in my life who are very, very close, and some people are not very close. And therefore, the irony of saying, I've heard this since the time I was in my mother's womb, to say that HR wants a seat at the table, right? And we keep wondering, what is this HR wants a seat at the table? HR will get a seat at the table when it deserves it. And it will deserve it when it does its job. And it will do its job when it knows what it needs to do, right? I've said this multiple times earlier, HR is not an event organizer. HR doesn't need to do Rangoli competitions, right? But we get trolled by stand-up comedians also, because that's the perception. Now, if we want to really change that perception, there is so much of opportunity in COVID times where we can actually be very close to our people. What are we doing? We are engaging them with learning. We are saying do courses, do certifications, upskill yourself. We are engaging them with fun activities to distract themselves. We get motivational speakers when their concern is whether they will have a job or not. I think we really need to smell the coffee, and we need to say at a feeling level, what are people going through? What are the anxieties? What are the concerns? Can you have one-on-one conversation with your employees as HR to understand what's the pulse? Can you feed that pulse back to the leadership team and say, this is where the problem is. Let's look at engaging in smaller groups with different people, build the great amount of confidence. People need confidence at this point of time. They don't need gyan. Point number one. Point number two, I was speaking to a very close friend of mine. He's a CEO of a small boutique firm, around 100, 200 people. And I asked him, I said, COVID times, of course, 100, 200 people, you're an entrepreneur, small business. How are you managing? And he said, Sahil, I have done only two things. Number one, I have told my people for the next 1 year, you will get paid your salary and there will be no reduction in your salary. And point number two, I will not sack anyone for the next 1 year. And then he gave that pause in a town hall. And the third thing he said, my only request to you is put your head down and work. Don't focus on anything else. Focus on work. No reduction in salary. No job losses in my organization. If I have to take a cut, if I don't have to pay myself salary, if I have to take care of managing other costs or reducing other costs, I will reduce, but employee cost will not get reduced. And he says, after that, the kind of productivity that I've seen, the kind of commitment that I've seen is immense, is tremendous, which is actually putting pressure on his leadership team to go and win more work. Because everybody is so focused on delivering work. What did he do? He did only two things. Number one, he put all anxiety, fear, stress to rest. And number two, he told people, put your head down and work. Things will improve. This is only a phase. I am absolutely cognizant this may not be possible for much larger organizations, for different kinds of organizations in different sectors, because there are different cash flows that work. But where you can work and where you can plan something like this, you need to attack people and give people the comfort at a feeling level. Automatically, the mind will do its job.
Fantastic. That was quite an elaborate and deep thinking that you did to dive